on Kansas. And hello to everybody. Justin Kutch alongside Heisman Trophy winner Eric Crouch. And Eric, this is an historic day because TCU, one of the winningest programs in college football the past 5 years, enters Big 12 play. How will they handle this transition now to a power conference?
Well, they've got the right leader in Coach Gary Patterson. He's not a guy that's going to come in and preach that we're going to a new conference, that we're going to be playing great teams each week. He coaches a process. He wants to get his young players developed and have them understand his schemes and his system, and that's the way that they're going to get it done.
So it's a new start for TCU. It's also a new start for Kansas because they have a new head coach, a big-name head coach, in Charlie Weis.
Well, Charlie Weis, he's the coach, he's the leader. He was brought in this program to make changes. Everyone thinks of him as the guy that's going to come in and have a great offense. He's going to be explosive. He's going to do different things, but he's going to play to Kansas' strength. The strength is their running game. They've got two powerful running backs, and that's what's going to take the pressure off quarterback Dane Christ.
TCU is ranked 16th in the country. They start their journey here in the Big 12, taking on Kansas, and it's coming up right after this.
As the sun rises in Lawrence, Kansas, it's a new dawn for two teams in the Big 12. The TCU Horned Frogs, winners of 6 bowl games in the last 7 years, go from being a big fish in a small pond to swimming with the Sharks in the Big 12. And a new era begins for Kansas as well. Under the leadership of Charlie Weis, today marks a fresh start for the Jayhawks. College football on Fox starts right now.
And that new beginning does start right now here in Lawrence, Kansas. Number 16 TCU against the Jayhawks of Kansas. For more on this game, let's go down and check in with Darius Walker.
Hey, you guys spoke earlier about the emphasis of the running game for KU today. Another thing to keep your eye on is creativity from Charlie Weis, specifically at the line of scrimmage. TCU has 2 talented freshmen in defensive end Devontae Fields and right tackle Avion Collins. Sometimes it makes sense with these younger players to go after them with tricks, schemes, things they may not have seen before. And we all know that Charlie Weis is not afraid to run trick plays, so it should be a great game today. I'll keep you guys updated on everything that's happening here on the field.
Darius should know all about those trick plays under Charlie Weis as he played for Charlie Weis at Notre Dame. There is Gary Patterson, now the all-time winningest coach in school history with those 110 wins after the victory last week over Grambling and Charlie Weis. And now his 3rd game as the head coach here for Kansas. Kansas won the toss, elected to defer. Nick Prolago kicks off with Wayman James taking it at the 11. James adds a big hole up the middle, now trying to cut to the near side. James cuts it back up the middle across the 40, and great starting field position here for TCU. Eric, how about our Taco Bell impact players for TCU?
Well, you got Josh Boyce. He's their main receiver. He's a target that the quarterback can look at and know that he's going to be there. He's very smart. Stanley Mapunga forced 5 fumbles last year, a very instrumental part of their defense, and led in the middle by Kenny Kane at linebacker. At 72 tackles last year, he is the heart and soul of this defense.
And of course, those guys are impact players. You also have to factor in that guy right there, the starting quarterback, Casey Paul, who sat behind Andy Dalton, learned from him, got off to a great start last week, 9 for 9, 201 yards and 3 touchdowns. He's now 10 for 10 on the season as Josh Boyce has his first catch of the game, an 8-yard completion, sets up 2nd and 2.
Well, they come out and just do some things easy at first, get him really comfortable in the game, a quick little pass, and try to let his receiver really make a play and gain a few extra yards.
Casey Paul, a big kid, 6'5", 225 pounds. You see his numbers from last year. Impressive numbers. Wayman James in the backfield. 2nd down and 2 here for TCU. Handoff is to James. And James cuts it back, has the 1st down and more. Gets taken down at the 35-yard line. Josh Williams with the tackle, a pickup of 14 for Wayman James.
You know, Wayman James, this is what they're doing on offense. They're going to mix it up with the pass. They're going to come back with a run, really catch you off balance. Look at his balance and his quickness and his footwork and his ability just to get upfield quickly and to gain those extra yards.
What's impressive about this TCU team is how well balanced they are with passing and running. Matthew Tucker now in the backfield. Goes in motion on 1st down. Paul looking over the middle. And that pass is completed to Brandon Carter. Another first down as he gets taken down at the 15, a completion of 20.
Casey Paul doing what a quarterback should do. Looks at his defense, gives it the right amount of time to develop, steps up and make that perfect throw right on the numbers of the receiver. He's made it easy for his receivers to catch the ball, and that's why he's got such a high completion percentage so far this year.
First opportunity in the red zone for TCU. Carter's in motion. Paul, the option to Tucker. Tucker will take it up to the 9, a pickup of 6. Holden Tharp there for the tackle. Tucker, his helmet came off, which, you know what that means? We're in week 3 of the college football season of 2012. He's got to come out for a play.
Yeah, go take a break, get some water, and then come back in. But look what we've got. We've got a short, quick pass. We've got a run up the middle. We've got option football. We've got a drop back and throw it across the middle. So really balancing things out, really trying to catch this Kansas defense off guard and keep them guessing the rest of the game.
2nd and 4, Wayman James back in at tailback. Snap gets under the legs of Paul, has to go back, trying to recover it. He can't find it, picked up by Josh Williams. And Williams takes it up to the 48-yard line.
This is exactly what Kansas needed. First series of the game, really uncharacteristic of the mistakes here that TCU made early. The turnover the football.
A low snap for Casey Paul. Josh Williams was there to recover. That's the 9th takeaway of this season already for Kansas.
Casey Paul might have been expecting that snap to hit him right in the chest, and it was low. Got it beneath his legs. Really tried to just jump on it, but when he jumped on it, made the ball squirt further. Great job by that KU defense.
Dave Christ under center. On first down, the handoff to Tony Pearson. And Pearson takes it across midfield up to the 49-yard line of TCU.
We know that Kansas is going to run the ball. Right now, Tony Pearson, he's really become their breakaway speed guy. Tanner Hawkinson, he's that senior leader on the offensive line, very physical player. They really look to him for that leadership. Totemo Purum, he's a guy that's going to stand up on the line and create problems with his speed and quickness for the quarterback.
Those are our Taco Bell impact players for Kansas. On 2nd down and 6, it's Pearson again up the middle. We're going to see a steady diet of runs in this game for KU. Dane Chris, the transfer from Notre Dame. Interesting story about Chris is he was looking to spend his 5th year of eligibility at a school, was actually looking at Wisconsin, and Charlie Weiss was kind of pushing him towards Wisconsin. And all of a sudden, Charlie Weiss takes the job here at Kansas and calls him back and says, hey, you know what? Maybe you don't want to go to Wisconsin. I think I may have a spot for you here at Kansas.
And this is a great place for him, where he can feel comfortable learning the offense and running it and executing like he did at Notre Dame.
On 3rd and 2, Christ rolls out, short throw, completes the pass near sideline to Damon Patterson. A completion of 4 yards.
I think it's important, offensive line, to get in a rhythm of this game, blocking for the running game. And when the pass comes, you have to be able to block the defense. Mapanga really getting taken care of, taking the edge down, allowing Chris to roll out to his right and make an accurate throw.
1st and 10, Taylor Cox in the backfield. And off to Cox, up the middle, has some room. Cox spins away at the 25, tries the stiff arm, and gets tackled down at the 18-yard line by Kevin White. A pickup of 21.
This is what this offense needs to bring to the table right now. Need to take the pressure off of Dane Chris. The linemen, they're all finding blocks. They're matched up with somebody, and then Cox in the backfield gets to that secondary, putting a stiff arm on a guy to try to pick up a few at the end of the run.
1st and 10 at the 18. Red zone opportunity for Kansas. And off again is to Cox. Cox, look at that second effort, breaks away from 1 tackle, takes up to the 14, picks up 4 as Kevin White finally brings him down.
It's not going to be a surprise what Kansas is going to want to do today. We can see that they're running the football. That's their strength. They have 2 running backs, Tony Pearson, Taylor Cox, that can really catch guys off guard. And defensively, it kind of looks like they're trying to keep up with that running game right now.
Already 4 runs, 1 pass so far for Kansas. 2nd and 6. Once again, it's Cox who gets hit in the backfield by Davion Pearson for a loss of 2. When we talk about this rushing attack, you find that two-headed monster. These two guys are averaging at least 100 yards for the first 2 games.
Yeah, they bring a little different tangibles to the table. Taylor Cox is more that big bruiser, but he's got good feet. We've watched him on film. He can move. Tony Pearson's their speed guy, uses his quicks and his feet to really make big plays, make a guy miss, and he can take it the distance.
Both running backs in, Pearson and Cox, 3rd and 8 coming up. Chris drops back, steps up, and he's going to get tackled by Davion Pearson. It's going to be a sack, a loss of 4. And that'll set up 4th and 12 and a field goal opportunity here for the Jayhawks.
In this situation, you know your field goal kicker can probably make this kick, but you still don't want to take sacks. If you can get rid of the ball, alleviate that 3 or 4 yard loss, even gives an opportunity for that kicker to be for sure to make even a closer kick.
This will be a 37-yard field goal attempt for Ron Doherty to put Kansas on the board first. Field goal is good for Doherty. So after the fumble on the snap, the recovery by Josh Williams. Look at the recovery by Williams. He picks it up. Look at that. How big are his hands? It's 3-0 Kansas. Kansas strikes first after a turnover, leading 3-0 over number 16 TCU. Time now for our 4 keys to the game. Mr. Crouch, what do you have for us?
Keys to the game right now for TCU. Perfection is going to be what you're going to see out of them. We didn't see that so far in the first quarter. They need to stop the run. Kansas is going to run the ball, and we saw them do that effectively there on their first drive. Now, Kansas has got to be very physical up front. You know, we've talked about it already. They're going to run this football. And what exactly they did, create turnovers, take the ball away from TCU and get it out of their hands because they can make plays.
A very short kick by Prolago, taken at the 20 by John Kuntz, returns it to the 30. It will be TCU ball when we come back here in downtown Lawrence, Kansas. It's 3-0 Jayhawks here in the first quarter. Fox College Football is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Here at Memorial Stadium in Lawrence, Kansas, it's 3-0. Kansas leading number 16 TCU after TCU was marching down the field. A fumble at the 9-yard line. Casey Paul in the shotgun on first down. Thought about throwing, now will run for it. And he will scoot out of bounds after picking up 4 yards. Fox College Football kicks off later today as number 2 USC takes on number 21 Stanford. Tell us what you think and vote on the college football social poll of the week. Who is the best team to get dropped from this week's AP rankings? Log on to Facebook.com/Fox Sports to cast your vote. Arkansas, Wisconsin hasn't played great in the first two games of the season. As the handoff is to Tucker. Tucker breaks free. Down the sideline across the 50. Lowers the shoulder. Goes across the 40. And is finally marked down out of bounds at the 37-yard line. A run of 29 yards.
Again, they're really trying to catch him off guard. You can see his balance and his quickness. And then at the end of this run, boom, puts his shoulder down. Just try to give him a little extra pain there at the end of the run.
Dexter Linton felt the pain on the end of that run. Matthew Tucker last year rushed for 702 yards. He's on the Doak Walker watch list as well as Raymond James for TCU. On first down, end around to Brandon Carter. And Carter cuts it to the outside as he gets dragged out of bounds at the 23-yard line. Let's check in for our first game break with Patrick O'Neill back in L.A.
All right, thanks so much, Justin. Heading to Heinz Field, Pittsburgh. The Panthers on the board, hosted 13th ranked Va Tech. And Pitt has won the last couple of these games. So we got a ball game, 7-0 Pitt. Justin, Eric.
Got a ball game there, got a ball game right here, but this TCU offense is certainly marching down the field for the second straight time. Two backs in. Hand off to James. And James gets tripped up by Josh Williams.
Tackled by number 18, Morgan Powell.
Let's talk about Matthew Tucker delivering this hit. Not taking that hit, delivering it, saying, hey, we can step up and play in this conference in the Big 12. I know it's a big, tough conference, but we're going to make a statement today.
Second down and 10 here for TCU. Paul Hall in the shotgun. Empty backfield as Tucker goes out. Paul Hall forced out of the pocket, throws, fumbles the ball, and it's still loose, recovered by Kansas. Tobin and Purim with the recovery. There is a flag down on the field.
We talked about Kansas really coming out here and doing things in this game to take the ball away from TCU's high-powered offense. And so far, it's a possible we've got 2 turnovers on our hands already in this first quarter.
Our referee is Reggie Smith, and this could be that old tuck rule made famous by Tom Brady, and Charlie Weiss knows about that play all too well.
Take a look here and see if his arm was in motion. It's a possibility this one might come back to TCU. Bradley McDougald, the safety, coming up and forcing that fumble. Putting a hit on Casey Paul Hall.
I think he got him.
Might just right before he released that ball, when you put it in that slow motion, that ball was coming loose really right before he threw it.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. First down.
Wow.
Kansas. That 5-yard penalty will be enforced on the succeeding spot. Kansas keeps the ball. First down.
There was a penalty against the Jayhawks on the recovery, but nevertheless, that is the second takeaway for the Jayhawks after TCU was marching down the field seemingly at will.
They have 10 turnovers that's been created so far on defense this year. Their defense, you really have to consider how aggressive they've been this year. So TCU's feeling that right now.
First and 10 from the 38 here for Kansas. Pearson in the backfield. Play action. Christ rolls out to his right. Throws, and that is picked off. Sam Carter takes it right back.
You got the opportunity to drive down the field, maybe possibly go up 10 points. You really got to take care of the ball as a quarterback. He had 2 guys in the throwing lane. Sam Carter comes up with that pick. You really got to throw that one away. Just throw it out of bounds, come back and have second down.
Nice play by Sam Carter. He actually came into TCU as a quarterback, and he's showing off his hands.
Look at the focus and the concentration of that ball. It's like a tip drill. Got to be able to follow it. Good hand-eye coordination.
18 plays, 3 turnovers in this game. Paul Hall back in at quarterback. Throws far side. Completes that to Ladarius Brown, and Brown will have a first down, completion of 13 yards.
Paul Hall can really do it all. You see him run an option. He's rolling out and throwing the ball. He drop backs in the pocket, throws the ball, keeps the ball himself. He's got speed. Coach Patterson said, the one thing that he's improved on this year is his running game, his ability to tuck the ball, make good decisions, and keep the ball driving down the field to score points.
This this offense is averaging over 10 yards per play. Paul Hall runs the option, pitches to James. James, he's able to cut it back, still on his feet. Raymond James across the 15, and he gets taken down as he crosses the 10, down to the 9. A 31-yard run for Wayman James. Greg Brown finally able to drag him down.
No, I don't think Casey Paul Hall is the option quarterback, but he's running it to perfection. He goes down the line, attacks the defensive end, pitches the ball late. And then Raymond's just making his moves. High tackling, not taking out his legs. He's stiff arming and just powering through to try to get in that end zone.
First and goal from the 9 here for TCU. James again. And James will pick up a yard as Kevin Young is there to bring him down. Second and goal from the 8 here for TCU. Third possession of the game here for TCU. All 3 trips into Kansas territory, 2 of them maybe inside the 10.
Maybe expect some misdirection play or a slant over the middle.
Empty backfield for Paul Hall. Paul Hall across the middle, and that ball is hauled in for the touchdown. Brandon Carter, what a catch.
Wow, he threaded the needle on that play. Steps right into his throw. Puts a little firepower on that ball. Didn't get touched, but what a great grab by Carter.
Bradley McDougald on the coverage. He had a hand on it, and Brendan Carter was able to rip it away. Jaden Oberkrom on for the extra point. And TCU is now up 7-3. KU got on the board thanks to a turnover. Now TCU thanks to the turnover. The interception by Sam Carter, and that results in a touchdown. The pass from Paul Hall, the completion of Carter. It's 7-3 TCU. Well, coming up next, our FX Game of the Week doubleheader presented by Geico continues as Portland State looks to pull off the upset when they take on the Washington Huskies. It's coming up right after this game here on FX, and Washington with their quarterback Keith Price. A lot of hype coming into this year, not off to a good start for him. Can he rebound against the Vikings of Portland State? Kicking off for TCU, Jaden Oberkrom. DJ Bashirs. Bashirs gets tripped up. As he crosses the 20, will fall down the 25-yard line. A return of 21 here for Kansas. Kansas will have the ball with their worst field position yet, but they have forced 2 turnovers already. Trying to get back in as they now trail 7-3 in a turnover-filled first quarter. College football is sponsored by the new 2013 Ford Escape. It's what happens when you go further. By Taco Bell, sometimes you gotta live Moss. And by Bud Light, it's a sure sign of a good time. Here we go. Back here at Memorial Stadium, you just saw a shot of legendary Allen Fieldhouse. That's a place that I have got to go to see a basketball game. Kansas has the ball starting at their own 25-yard line. Dane Chris in the shotgun. As Pearson and Nick Sizemore in the backfield. On first down, Chris back to pass, drops it off for Pearson. Pearson has a hole, splits that hole up to the 40, and he gets taken down to the 41-yard line, a pickup of 16.
These are the good plays you like to see out of Dane Chris and the offense. Mix it up, run the ball, throw some screens, throw some quick outs, get your tight ends involved in the game. Throwing the ball downfield right now, the only thing that's going to help you do is maybe push this defense off you a little bit. But right now we've seen Dane Chris make a bad decision in the downfield throws.
First and 10 here for Kansas. Chris, the toss to Pearson. And Pearson able to fall forward, picks up a yard. Let's check back in with Patrick O'Neill for a game break.
Well, we got a story in Stillwater, Oklahoma State, Louisiana, Lafayette. And we have Wes Lunt out of this game with a knee injury. The quarterback for the Cowboys, J.W. Walsh, redshirt freshman. Yeah, let's keep it simple. Dump it off to the big running back, Kyle Staley. Now 17-0 Cowboys over the Ragin' Cajuns. Back to you guys.
That is a developing story out there in Stillwater here. It's a pitch to Pearson. And Pearson down the sideline gets forced out of bounds by Joel Hasley. Picks up the first down, a carry of 10 yards.
Talked about Pearson and his quick feet, his ability to make the first guy miss. Puts a little move on right there, and then really smart about where the first down marker is. Gets upfield, and then gets right out as he gets the first down.
Kansas once again moving the ball on the ground. Taylor Cox alone in the backfield. The handoff is to Cox. And Cox up the middle, gets up to the 43-yard line, picks up 5. And Eric, just looking at this offense for Kansas and seeing how well they've been running the ball, what do you see from this offensive line that allows them such success?
Well, they've got good leadership on the offensive line. They've got some size, they've got some power. They know where their strengths are, and they're going to use those to their advantage. And getting 2 running backs involved too is hard on a defense, knowing what guy is going to get the ball and showing a lot of misdirection. That's what's keeping them able to drive the ball down the field.
On 2nd and 5, it's Cox again up the middle, and guess what? Again, he moves the change. Picks up 6.
I'm seeing them run with a lot of confidence too, with their shoulders forward and a nice powerful lean, and trying to break tackles and run with their legs continually to move. And when you see that happening, you start to believe that, hey, they really think that they are very good in the running game. And when they actually believe in themselves, that's when they can go ahead and say, hey, we know what we're going to do, you know what we're going to do, and we're going to beat you in it.
And they're taking time off the clock. Again, the handoff is to Cox. Cox again up the middle, picks up 4 yards. Kenny Kane and Sam Carter combined for the tackle. But you just see, first down, you get 4 yards on first down, you're happy.
You're very happy. And if I'm Charlie Weiss, I'm probably going to go ahead and call 2 run plays right here to make sure that we just continue to wear this TCU defensive line out and try to control the game, control the clock, and try to get the ball in the end zone.
3 tight ends in on 2nd down and 6. Again, it's Cox. Cox tries to lower that shoulder. Joel Hasley delivers the blow. A pickup of 2.
You know that TCU isn't going to let up. They got a lot of speed and a lot of talent. You see Joel Hasley putting a really good hit on him right there to kind of make a statement that says, hey, it's 3rd, medium. If you bring it again, I'm going to hit you.
After 4 straight runs by Taylor Cox, he comes out 3rd down and 4 here for Kansas. Under a minute to go in this first quarter. Nick Sizemore, the fullback, is alone in the backfield as Dane Chris goes to the shotgun. Chris, design quarterback draw up the middle. Chris tried to spin forward, and it looks like he's going to come up just about a yard shy.
Like the call with the quarterback draw.
You're at the 27-yard line. You're down by 4. It's 4th and 1. They can let the quarter run out, but when we come back, do you think they go for it or kick the field goal?
I think you go for it. Their running game has been getting 3-4 yards. They've been only stopped maybe once or twice even behind the line of scrimmage. I think you can get, with these 2 running backs, they can get a couple yards.
The field goal would be a 45-yard field goal. Charlie Weiss and his crew will have a chance to think about it and talk it over in the break. But at the end of a quarter, it is 7-3 TCU over Kansas. And a quarter that was filled with 3 turnovers and 10 points off those turnovers. Number 16 TCU playing its first game in the Big 12. Justin Kutcher alongside Eric Crouch. And Eric, we talked about Charlie Weiss with a running game here at KU, and they've been doing that here in the first quarter.
Well, they have. They've been very impressive in what they've done, mixing it up on the line and getting on the outside, and just their running backs powering through and making these runs happen.
On 4th and 1, they will go for it. The handoff up the middle. It's Cox, and Cox will have enough for the first down.
I think that's a great decision to go for that on 4th and 1. It shows that they believe in their offensive line and the things that they've been doing so far against this TCU's strength, which is their defensive line. And they're just going to stick with this running game.
Gary Patterson looking on. 8 straight runs here for Kansas. DJ Bashir's in motion. Play action. Christ looking down the field to the end zone, and it's tipped and incomplete. Looking for DJ Bashir's Kevin White on the coverage. A flag on the play, though.
Holding offense, number 64. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
That flag called against Randall Dent. Let's go back in downstairs to Darius Walker to find out what it's like with the play call that is Charlie Weis.
Well, for Charlie Weis, you know, it's all about creativity. And it's not just about calling runs. It's about which runs he calls. They're running stretch plays as Stanley Mupanga, but then they're running right at the other defensive end. So something to keep in mind here, but his creativity is amazing for Charlie Weis.
1st and 20 now here for Kansas. Christ rolls out to the right. Dumps it off to Tony Pearson. Pearson able to break a tackle. And Pearson gets tackled by Sam Carter after a pickup of 8. 2nd down and 12. Looking at the stats from that first quarter, and you see passing yards in favor of TCU. Time of possession, though, in favor of Kansas, and that is so important, plus the turnovers.
So that's what they want to do. They want to control this game, control the clock, keep the ball out of TCU's offense and their high abilities to score points. So you're seeing that right now, and you know that Charlie Weis, with his offense in mind, is going to take a shot in the end zone. He may take another one right here.
2nd down and 12. Both tailbacks in. Christ goes up top, incomplete. Was looking for Damon Patterson, too high in the pass. Elisha Olabo there on the coverage.
And when you got opportunities like this, you're not going to get very many of them to have a receiver wide open who you can just lay the ball on it. Just put a nice, easy throw out there for he had the defender beat. Just make it easy for him so he can catch that ball, and then you're sitting on the goal line with an opportunity to run it in.
3rd and 12. What do you go with here?
You know, you're going to have to do. I think that there might be another draw play. I think that would be a good call right here. And again, you know, we've seen Charlie. Those are 2 big plays. You know, he may call another big pass play.
Christ again back to pass. Christ stepping up his pressure, tries to escape the pressure. He cannot. David Johnson able to bring him down.
I think he was trying to go for the end zone. He was trying to get that touchdown. He knows right now that if they can get a score and go up, then that momentum and that energy can come back and maybe last them the rest of this game.
Well, it's going to be a 45-yard field goal attempt for Ron Doherty. That's what it would have been before on 4th and 1. So because of that penalty, that holding penalty, they're back to where they started from, and it's a 45-yarder.
And it's not like his guys weren't open. They're beating those defenders. They just need to catch the ball.
Doherty's attempt from 45 is no good. So he made one from 37, and now he misses from 45. After that long sustained drive by Kansas, they cannot put any points on the board, and Doherty looks like he's limping off the field.
Introducing the Droid Razr M by Motorola with 4G LTE speed on an edge-to-edge display. Say hello to the full-screen phone.
Friday, FX the place to be for a new round of the Ultimate Fighter Fridays, starting at 10. TCU with the ball up 7-3 over Kansas. On 1st down, play action. Paul Hall completes the pass to Brandon Carter, and Carter gets wrapped up by Dexter Linton. Let's go back to the missed field goal, the 45-yard attempt by Ron Doherty. Watch after he attempts the kick. Grabs that groin right away.
You never know what these athletes are going through during the week. They may kick a ball and tweak their groin, or something might have happened in the game before. So we'll make sure that he keeps himself warm on the sideline and stretched out.
Wayman James in the backfield on 2nd down and 6. Paul Hall, the pitch to James. James picks up the 1st down as he crosses the 40. Let's go back to Patrick O'Neill for a game break.
Justin, we go to Auburn. Tigers hosting Louisiana Monroe. To the Warhawks have another upset in them. Look at the Tigers down the sideline. Ontario McCaleb, 27 yards. We are tied at 7. Auburn looking to avoid starting 0-3 for the first time since 1950. Justin, Eric.
Wow, wouldn't that be something? Since 1950. Here's TCU.
Why you play the games.
Marching down the field yet again. Paul Hall, play action. Looking down the field. Goes up for Boyce, and that's tipped and nearly intercepted. Greg Brown was on the coverage. Dexter Linton almost picked it off.
You know, one of the rules as a quarterback is you never want to throw the ball late down the middle of the field. You know, typically if that middle of the field is open, it's open for a short window. So I thought he had an opportunity to get his first look, which is his running back coming out of the sideline on a wheel route. Well, that guy was actually wide open down the sideline, so he did make the wrong read.
Second down and 10. Josh Boyce is that go-to receiver, but so far in this game it's been Brandon Carter, number 3. The toss is to Tucker, and Tucker with a leap gets up to the 49-yard line. We'd like to welcome the men and women in uniform serving around the world, watching today's broadcast in 175 countries on AFN, the Armed Forces Network. Thanks for all you do. And thank you guys for all that you do down there. Third down and 2 here for TCU. Andre Dean is in the backfield. Paul Hall, the option to Dean. And Dean, with that forward momentum, gets tackled by Williams. Let's see where they mark him down.
Josh Williams here, you see him right there on the defensive end. Really slow played that option. Allowed Paul Hall really not to take up the defensive end, which is his job as a quarterback, is to take that defensive end and let the secondary make the tackle.
They're not even going to measure it as 4th and 1 here for TCU. The biggest improvement defensively for Kansas this year has been with its offensive line. This is a huge point if they can get a stop right at midfield. Patterson will call a timeout to discuss this. "11 minutes to go here in the first half. Number 16 TCU leading Kansas 7-3 on 3rd and 2. Josh Williams from the defensive end comes up with a big stop. Fox College Football is sponsored by Dr. Pepper. You could win up to $100,000 in tuition by telling us your story at drpepper.com. No purchase necessary, always one of a kind. 4th and 1 here for TCU. They have to get to the 49 of Kansas. Hand off to James, and James has the first down. Across the 45, down to the 44-yard line of Kansas. Dexter Linton finally brings him down.
Had an opportunity in the backfield to make that play. A missed tackle by Holdren Tharp. Just got his hands on him, but wasn't enough. You know, did a great job of keeping his legs moving, knowing that he had to get that first down. Picked up a few extra yards, probably more than he thought.
1st and 10 now for TCU with Tucker in the backfield. Play action over the middle. Carter has it, and he gets wrestled down at the 16-yard line by Dexter Linton, a pickup of 28. Let's check back in with Patrick O'Neill for another game break.
All right, Justin, upset alert. Pittsburgh going up 21-0 on 13th ranked Va Tech. Ray Graham already with a pair of touchdowns. 21-0 in the second quarter. Justin, Eric.
Russell Shell, the freshman running back, doing some damage for Pitt in that game. 1st and 10 from the 16. It's Tucker again up the middle. Tucker tackled by Kevin Young after a pickup of 3. Fox College Football is presented by Geico. 9:50 to go here in the first half. 7-3 TCU leading Kansas. Justin Kutcher alongside Eric Crouch and Darius Walker in this first ever game for TCU in the Big 12. They've been able to move the ball down the field, but they have had 2 costly turnovers. Wayman James now in the backfield. It's James. And James gets spun around at the 10. Tackled by Oporum. Let's check back in with Darius Walker.
Yeah, this running game for TCU is definitely ramping up. Love the two-headed monster here. But if you watch Wayman James, he's a lot smaller than the other running back. He's 5'8", so he's a smaller guy. You get those big offensive linemen out in front of him. Sometimes for the defense, it makes it very difficult to see him. So keep an eye out for Wayman James sneaking through, cutting through, and hiding behind some of those big offensive linemen.
That's like me when I walk with you and Eric, right?
Exactly.
3rd down and 4. Empty backfield. Play clock is down at 0. Do they get the timeout in time? Paul Hall saw the play clock winding down, able to call the timeout. Next Saturday, college football returns to FX with another doubleheader, beginning with the Maryland Terrapins looking to upset number 9 West Virginia in Morgantown. Then Colorado battles Washington State in the Pac-12 opener for both teams. Coverage of our FX Game of the Week doubleheader presented by Geico begins next Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. TCU has used 2 timeouts on this drive. They called a timeout on a 4th and 1, and now they call a timeout on a 3rd and 4.
You almost wonder if they're getting out of their game plan and trying to call something they weren't used to, some trick play or something, which took a lot of time off the clock. But good job by Paul Hall to notice that and call a timeout.
Wayman James in the backfield. They have to get to the 6-yard line. Paul Hall pressured, gets rid of it, incomplete. Brandon Carter was the intended receiver. Tobin Oporum applied the pressure.
Paul Hall doing pretty good so far today. Might have been one of his first incompletions. He goes down the field and finds his receivers and puts accurate balls right where they need to be. Great touchdown pass there. You can see the excitement that he brings to this team and the energy level that he brings to the offense in particular.
Jaden Oberchrome on for the 27-yard field goal attempt. And Oberchrome's kick is no good. He pushed it wide right. So again, another sustained drive by TCU, but no points on the board. Oberchrome wide right from 27 out. We've got ourselves a ball game here in the first half. That sounds like a very busy Pizza Hut halftime right here at 7-3. TCU leading Kansas, but after a missed field goal from 27 yards, it is Kansas ball at the 20. Dane Christ in the shotgun. Tony Pearson, the running back. Nick Sizemore, the fullback. Christ on first down, looking to pass. Goes down the sideline to his running back, Pearson, able to complete the pass, and he takes it up to the 46-yard line.
Wow, look at that incredible pass and completion down the sideline. And Dane Christ came out early, came on fire, and throwing to his receivers and mixing up a little bit, and then a couple bad decisions, the interception and then a missed opportunity to put some points on the board in the first quarter. But Dane Christ, I see him right now is let's manage this game. Let's complete the short passes. Let's incorporate our running game, and let's do some play action. And I think that's where they're going to have success.
Christ drops back, fakes one way, comes back to Pearson. Pearson gets a good block, springs it to the outside. Pearson down the sideline. Tony Pearson back-to-back big plays, this time for 17 yards.
Unbelievable blocking downfield. Good job of Dane Christ at getting out of the pocket and making a play with this. The center lifting a guy up over his feet. And then Pearson just being an athlete, putting the ball in the right arm as he runs the ball down the field. Good explosive speed.
First play was 26 for Pearson. Last play was 17, both in the passing game. Christ dumps it short, incomplete. Was looking for Chris Omiji. Let's check back in with Darius. Darius, what are you noticing down there?
I'm noticing this mismatch that Charlie Weiss sees with Pearson on any linebacker. Anytime that Pearson is one-on-one with a linebacker, Charlie Weiss likes his odds there. So he's really trying to get Chris to throw the ball to him, hand the ball to him. You saw the screen, we saw the pass. Just check out that matchup because it's definitely a mismatch that Charlie Weiss is noticing.
And Eric, you seem to think that those short passes play into the favor of Dane Christ.
I do, and I think just that last one there, you saw him put the ball a little bit behind, which the receiver had a lot of room to run if he would have caught it.
Christ completes the pass to Andrew Terzilli, another first down. So all this time they've been running the ball. Now on this drive, they're throwing the ball with success.
Terzilli just found an opening there in that zone and turned to the outside, and great timing by Dane Christ getting rid of that ball and making a very accurate throw.
An 18-yard completion to Terzilli, 1st and 10 coming up from the 20. Chris drops back. Christ over the middle, completes to Damon Patterson, and Patterson will pick up 6 yards, tackled by Elisha Olabode.
Offensive line doing a good job of protecting for Chris, and Chris going through his progressions and then coming down to his last progression across the field, which was Patterson, and putting it right on the money, putting that ball right on his chest, not leading him into a defender, not throwing it behind him, and making an easy catch, and they can pick up 6 yards.
5 plays on the drive, all of them passes. Empty backfield. Christ right over the middle, breaking a tackle, and now falling forward for the first down is Jimmy Mundine.
I knew all night, all morning, all day, it was going to be an important part to really find that tight end to get him involved in the game. A lot of times those tight ends in a running game, they're expecting that guy to block, and when he pops out there and makes a big play and gets open, it's a very good asset to that offense.
1st and goal from the 9 here for Kansas. Taylor Cox in the backfield. Handoff is to Cox. That's the first run of this drive, and Cox will pick up a yard, tackled by the only senior to start on defense for this TCU team, Kenny Kane.
Yeah, they really like Kenny Kane, what he brings to the table. He's tough, he's physical, he's their leader, and he just makes plays. He finds the football, and when he hits you hard. Makes you remember that he's in the middle of that defensive formation.
2nd down and goal coming up from the 8 here for Kansas. Both teams have missed a field goal. Another sustained drive now for the Jayhawks. Christ, play action. Has to scramble out. Tries to spin away, can't get sacked by Joel Hasley. A loss of 2 on the play will set up 3rd and goal.
I know they had man coverage. The defender was running with the motion guy. And so he got an extra guy down in the box. Put a little bit of pressure on the quarterback. Penetration by Davion Pearson really made that a great defensive stop. Chris maybe could have thrown that ball away and, again, missed the opportunity to take a sack or a loss. That just doesn't build the right confidence, the right momentum, the right mindset for your offensive line.
Play clock is down to 9. And you can tell that Kansas will be calling a timeout. Charlie Weiss, there it is. Timeout with 1 second on the play clock. 4:22 to go. 3rd and goal from the 10 is coming up. Dane Christ and the offense for KU moving on this drive, but Kenny Kane delivering the blow here. 7-3 TCU over Kansas. Fox College Football is sponsored by Nissan. Innovation that excites. By UPS. Let UPS put the power of logistics to work for you. And by the Samsung Galaxy S3. The next big thing is here. 3rd and goal from the 10 here for Kansas. Empty backfield, Christ in the shotgun. Christ up the middle, has some room to run. A flag comes flying in from the backfield as he falls forward to the 5-yard line. Kenny Kane there on the tackle.
Holding. Offense number 70. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
The hold goes against the right tackle, Gavin Howard.
You can see the holding on the right tackle here, number 70. Get his arm outside and then really just brings Mapunga to the ground. And every time the refs are going to see that, they're going to call that play. Kansas kind of getting away from their identity a little bit down here on the goal line with even this whole drive, even with pass and then come down, play action.
Let me ask this question. Why accept this penalty? Why not just say defer it or decline it and now make them kick the field goal?
That's a good point. I think they feel that they can.
Third and goal, Kansas at the 20.
Third and goal now from the 20. Christ across the middle, completes to Omiji, and Omiji gets up to the 4-yard line. So a 16-yard completion to Chris Omiji. Sam Carter with the tackle, and now you've got 4th and goal from the 4. You've got timeouts. Do you go for it or do you kick the field goal?
They're going to kick. I think the smart thing here is to kick it, and it puts you in a situation that you can be up with another field goal.
Yeah. Ron Doherty, we saw him kind of grab his groin after his missed field goal attempt from 45 yards. He's on here for a 21-yard field goal attempt. Little chip shot. And he's able to nail that one easily. So it's now a 7-6 ball game, TCU leading. Back at Memorial Stadium, 7-6. Number 16 TCU leading Kansas with 3:11 to go here in this first half.
If I'm Kansas, I'm excited right now about the position that they're in. Down 1 point, opportunity to get the ball back and take the lead, and they should be flying around with a lot of energy, and I think that's going to be up to their leadership. They look to their leaders, Dane Chris, to really find that energy level, get those guys excited to play, get them excited and ready with energy to go down and make big plays offensively and defensively.
Nick Prolago, the short kick. It'll be taken at the 13, but fumbled by Wayman James as he collides with his teammate. James still able to recover and bring it up to the 33-yard line. Tonight, college football returns to Fox as Aaron Andrews, Eddie George, and Joey Harrington get you ready for kickoff of the Ford Fox College Saturday pregame show. Then it's Heisman Trophy frontrunner Matt Barkley and the second-ranked USC Trojans going to Palo Alto to take on the Stanford Cardinal, ranked number 21 in the country. It's the Pac-12 opener for both teams. It should be a very good game. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Presented by Geico. Casey Paul Hall in the shotgun. Matthew Tucker in the backfield to start here on 1st and 10 from the 33. Paul Hall, the quick pass, comes near side and completes the pass to Ladarius Brown, tackled by Greg Brown after a pickup of 8.
Kansas corners playing a little bit off, allowing him to pick up those quick and easy 8-yard hitch routes, and if they're going to allow them to do that, they're probably not going to go away from it. If you can get 8 yards of pass play going with Paul Hall's accuracy, and all you got to do is make one guy miss and you can get to the end zone.
Empty backfield here on 2nd and 2. Paul Hall, pump fake, brings it back, completes the pass again to Brown, and Brown dives forward to the 40. Bradley McDougall there for the tackle, his 3rd of the game.
A little pump fake there, just held the corner long enough for the receiver, Ladarius Brown, just to get back and find the open hole. And good job of Paul Hall, like, putting the ball in the zone and doing it with the tremendous arm strength and accuracy.
Look at what TCU has done so far in this game, but they have not been able to capitalize. Empty backfield again as Tucker goes in motion. Paul Hall, the quick pass. Complete to Sky Dawson, and Dawson very close to that 1st down marker up around the 30-yard line. Only 1 timeout remaining for TCU as they used 2 of those on their last drive. The clock is down to 1:37.
Dawson on that play showing his quicks and little shoulder shake there, and
He can fly.
Yeah, he can straight fly and putting that corner in a bad position to make a missed tackle.
2nd and 1. Hand off to Tucker. Spins away from a tackle. Gets the first down. Not a surprise to see TCU able to move the ball this way. They've been doing it this entire first half.
Well, Kansas isn't really showing a lot of aggression right here. You can tell those corners are back 8-10 yards off, really respecting the speed of these receivers.
Paul Hall. A shoulder fake. Low throw. Looking for Ladarius Brown again. That stops the clock with 1:01 to go.
Ben Goodman getting in there too and showing some pressure on that quarterback.
The pizza at halftime. An upset brewing in Pittsburgh at Heinz Field. Oklahoma State. They had an injury to their quarterback, but hey, you know what? They're still doing well. Braxton Miller, E.J. Manuel. Those two guys, dangerous dual threat quarterbacks for Ohio State and Florida State, respectively. 2nd and 10. Paul Hall sets up a screen for William James, but not buying on it was Michael Reynolds. Just a pickup of 2. That clock will run under 50 seconds.
Perfect play call there by a screen, and defensive line was coming with a lot of pressure, and they just dumped it off and got the extra yards.
William James in the backfield. Kansas asking for the crowd to get loud. Play time on the play clock down to 10. Paul Hall towards the sideline, completes the pass to Brandon Carter. Tyler Patman with a tackle and Tyree Williams. And he's going to be short of that first down. 9 seconds to go. A timeout taken by TCU. So it's 4th and about 1. Decision time coming up, but here's a look at the Nissan Heisman Watch. And what do you know about Braxton Miller?
I'll tell you what, yeah, I disagree with you a little bit on Matt Barkley being the front runner right now, and I think Geno Smith with his accuracy and the way that, if you look at all these guys that are on this list, Le'Veon Bell, Braxton Miller, they're all the type of player that can really break the game wide open and take it under their control. These players remind me of how Reggie Bush played the year that he won the Heisman Trophy.
Are you saying that Matt Barkley can't do that, or that he hasn't done that because of the so-so performance?
He
had a ton of touchdowns last week at Syracuse.
Of what the Pac-12 is going to bring to them, their defensive ways of doing things in the Pac-12, we really haven't seen that. And we don't know that the Pac-12 has the ability to show that.
A 37-yard field goal attempt for Jaden Oberchrome. And Oberchrome is able to hit this time. He missed from 27. He converts from 37. It is a 10-6 ball game. TCU leading with just a couple seconds left here in the first half. Who needs tickets? Just sit on the hill, have your barbecue there, and you can watch this game. And it's a good one so far. 10-6 TCU playing in its first Big 12 game. Leading Kansas. TCU comes in ranked number 16 in the country. A very, very young team, but they've been moving the ball offensively. But they've had 2 costly turnovers, a missed field goal. Jaden Oberchrome will kick off here for TCU with just 4 seconds to go here in the half. Don't forget, Kansas gets the ball to start the second half. And Kansas will just fall on this ball and run out the clock here in this second quarter. Jameis Mundine was able to pick it up. So was the start that Gary Patterson won? Maybe not. But coming up on the Pizza Hut Halftime Report with Patrick O'Neill, Eddie George, and Joey Harrington, they'll get you caught up on all that's going on across the country.